Hello everybody, my name is Zen, and Season 1 of Diablo 4 has begun. I'm so excited to talk about this. We're going to remove all ambiguity from this battle pass and discuss how it works, how to get the most out of it, including how to get the most out of it as a free player and someone who wants to additionally save money. And then we're also going to do a little bit of Season 1 tips, just kind of how to play as efficiently as you can for people who don't necessarily have the time. You know, gone are the days of Diablo 3's seasons where you could just blast through it in a day or two. These are a little bit more involved. There's a lot going on, and I'm excited to jump in and talk about it briefly. Now, at the end of this video, there will be a giveaway for a Diablo 4 Ultimate Edition key for PC, and I'll be giving that away next Saturday on the 29th of July. So I'll discuss that towards the end of the video and how you could potentially win that key. But otherwise, let's jump in, let's take a look, and let's talk about this. So briefly speaking, what Season 1 adds as far as mechanics is there are these rare mobs that drop these hearts, and the hearts can be slotted into your jewelry like a legendary gem from Diablo 3. They have special effects on them, and they can be added into the gear, but not removed, and you can put new ones over them. So if you want to, destroy an old one and put a new one on, that's totally fine. But it does destroy whatever old one was in there. And then finally with this, there are some super powerful ones. Each of them have a different color, and the black ones are essentially like the uber powered ones, and they are really good. So you get through the game just normally playing, and then you can do the seasonal storyline. There is a whole story that goes along with this, and it's pretty good. I'm not going to spoil anything there, but that's basically the mechanics of what is added in Season 1. I would say if you've already beaten the story, this is definitely for you. And if you haven't beaten the story, still make a seasonal character and play through the story, because eventually you'll finish the story, and then you'll be able to jump in and do a lot of the end game activities that the rest of everybody else who's doing Season 1 is going to do anyways. So let's talk about this battle pass. First and foremost, the battle pass is not new to Diablo. Believe it or not, they had a battle pass in Diablo Immortal, and this is similar, but way, way, way better. First, we don't have any power that we're buying here. If you want to buy the battle pass, you could go right ahead and do that. You're going to get a bunch of cosmetic items, and that's it. It's as simple as that. If you don't want to spend the $10 on the battle pass, then you don't have to worry about it. You're just going to get some other stuff. You are going to get free stuff here. So as you can see, each part of the battle pass has some free stuff, and it says free on it. So like this tunic or this sword or these ashes. We'll talk about the ashes briefly in a moment. These pants, this axe, more ashes. They got, I know there's some more interesting stuff here than just like random boots and pants. There's some titles like Eldritch, which is pretty cool. There's this banner for your horses, which is pretty cool. And then, weapons and whatnot. So there's a bunch of cool free stuff in here. And the only power that comes out of this are these ashes, and they are free. So you don't have to buy the battle pass at all if you don't want to. Though if you want some pretty sweet cosmetic items, I recommend it. Like this really cool armor for a horse, and that's not the only one too. There's a bunch of other cool stuff. So how does it work? Well, you have two different battle passes essentially. The first is $10 or 1,000 platinum. So if we go to the shop and we go to platinum, you can see here 1,000 platinum is $10, and then 2,800 platinum is $25. Okay, so the first battle pass thing is $10, and the second one is $25, so it's 2,800 platinum. Now, if you want the standard one, it unlocks all the cosmetic stuff. So if you pay the $10, it'll unlock all the cosmetic stuff. We'll talk about digital deluxe editions and everything, and how that is redeemed through the game in just a moment. But if you want the quote unquote better battle pass, all it does is it just buys a bunch of tiers. It buys 20 tiers straight up. So it starts you off with the first 20 tiers unlocked, and then from there you could just kind of keep on going, just working your way through the battle pass. So it accelerates your progress. This is good for if you have disposable income and not a lot of disposable time. It's going to speed your battle pass tiers up, because if we get all the way to the end, you will see there are 90 tiers, right? And I've been playing a bit for the start of the season, and with that accelerated battle pass, now I'm at 34. So you know, I think that it's worth it if you don't have as much time as you think you might to be able to finish the battle pass. But the only other thing it gets you is just a special emote. Nothing crazy. So it's not necessary, and it's definitely not worth the $25. Let me just say that. I don't think it is. I would not purchase it personally. I do have, even though I'm super busy, have enough disposable time to get through this. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk about how you can kind of utilize this battle pass to your advantage. So if you have the digital deluxe edition or the ultimate edition, you actually gain the battle pass if you so choose. Right here where it says like buy tier, this button will not be here. It'll be like activate the battle pass if you have the digital deluxe edition, and then that will just get you the battle pass, and you'll get all of these cosmetics this one time. It's a one-time redemption. You could save that if you really want to, just don't hit the button. If you have the ultimate edition on PC, when you hit the activate battle pass, it will have another one which will say activate accelerated battle pass, and you'll get both. Again, you could save that for a different season if you so choose, but you just don't hit the button. It's easy to do, and there is no confirmation currently to do it. So if you accidentally hit it, it'll just activate it. But that is how you use your digital deluxe and ultimate edition to get those two things. Finally, if you are interested in buying the $10 for the battle pass and getting a bunch of cosmetics, you know, like I said before, this is not like Diablo 3's seasons in a lot of good ways, but also it takes some of the cool Diablo 3 season stuff and brings it in, because in the Diablo 3 seasons, you would get maybe one or two cosmetics by the end of it by finishing your season, and it was cool. Like, don't get me wrong, they're cool stuff, but this blows it out of the water. They turned it up to 11. There's so many cool cosmetic items in here, like this chest piece, which is at rank 10. Or if we go towards the end of the battle pass, you start getting, you know, some pretty awesome looking gear. And then the very last thing on this battle pass is some pretty cool horse armor. Horse not included. That is the spectral horse. This horse is what's included with it. The awoken warded Mustang, rather, which is cool. But if you want to get this stuff, you're like, I want to pay the $10. Let's just get all of this cosmetic stuff. There is one thing to point out. You are actually, if you plan on finishing the battle pass, you are going to be investing into the next battle pass for season 2. Why do I say that? Well, if you want to, you know, if you are tight with money, this is a good way to make sure that the next battle pass is only going to cost you $4 rather than 10. And then from here on out, assuming things stay the same, that's how it's going to be, because the battle pass does award platinum. And in fact, it awards 11 tiers of platinum. So 11 of 60. So you get 60, 60, that's 2, 3. Now they get funny at the end. I added this up and I facepalmed. The final one. So if you had 11, it's 660. The final one gives you an extra 6. So if you complete the season up to tier 84, you actually get 666 platinum, which if we go back to the shop and we check the platinum, that is essentially $6 worth of platinum. So next season, you just have to buy 2 of these 200 platinums and you can purchase the next season battle pass. So from then on out, the season passes or the battle passes are only $4 for you if this continues to be the case for future seasons. I have no reason to believe that it wouldn't, but you never know. So that is the way to unlock it with your digital deluxe, with your ultimate edition. And of course, if you want to be a little bit more frugal, you are technically saving money if you plan to complete the whole thing. Finally, how do you actually progress the battle pass? Well, you just do things like you normally would do in the game. Complete dungeons and fractured peaks. If you complete this, it'll reward smaller favor. We'll talk about that in just a second. Complete a cellar, smaller favor, right? So this is tier 1. You see it up here. On PC, at any point you hit U and it'll pop it up. So like I can close completely out of this and then I hit U and it pulls it up. Or you can just go to the menu and then you can get it to there. Like if you're playing on console and whatnot. So you could check out the different tiers up at the top for this one. For tier 3, you know, collect shattered prisms from killing world bosses or treasure goblins. Okay, that's totally fine. It's capable of being done. Obtain caches from the Tree of Whispers. Upgrade your potion. Like, it's just stuff that you're going to be doing. including some seasonal stuff. If it has a leaf on it, you know it's a seasonal thing. Complete malignant tunnels, right? Use the wrathful malignant invoker in a malignant tunnel after completing or skipping the campaign. Boom. Look, easy to do. This stuff is what you're going to be doing during the season playing anyways. It gets a little bit more difficult later on. Use nightmare sigils to empower dungeons, right? You're eventually going to do that when you start getting nightmare dungeons unlocked after 50. Upgrade an item to rank 4. Improve your paragon glyphs, right? There's stuff that you are going to be doing post 50 here, then defeat Nightmare Echo of Varshan after completing the seasonal storyline on Nightmare or on World Tier 3. Upgrade an item. It's not complicated. This is stuff that you're going to be doing. Where it gets a little complicated, just a little bit, is when we get to the next tier. This one says complete a tier 15 nightmare dungeon. Okay, that's doable. I think everybody, if you're able to complete, if you feel like you could complete the battle pass, you have enough time to do it, you'll be able to do this. That's fine. Where it's going to get a little more difficult is to complete a tier 43 nightmare dungeon. Now, unlike, and there was also one with world bosses. Kill 15 world bosses in Torment 4, or not Torment 4, World Tier 4 Torment. If you don't have a whole lot of time and you can't get on when the world bosses are spawning, that might be a little bit more difficult. However, important to note here, you don't have to complete all of the things to complete this tier. So when you complete a tier, you get some favor, you get a cache, and you for the first few tiers, you get some of these aspects. But you see, I'm missing one. I'm missing the complete the dungeons and fractured peaks to get 9 out of 9 objectives. When you complete them, it fills out the entire circle. When it's only partially completed, it fills out half the circle. That's a good way to visualize it at a glance. But you don't have to complete all of them. So even if you're like, I don't know I'm going to be able to do a tier 43 nightmare dungeon, it's totally fine. As long as you can hit level 100, which that's just time investment, really. You don't even have to do all the world bosses because it's out of 8 objectives. This might be 7 out of 8. It looks like it might be 6 out of 8. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't gotten that far yet. But, Purifying Seeds, you can do that without necessarily having to PvP. You could do the Helltide Commanders. Like, there's stuff here that you can do. Last thing to point out with this is, as I mentioned earlier, this says it rewards smaller favor. Favor is what gives the battle pass like levels up. So these are basically like, I'm right at the end of this level 34. There's a sliver here. I get a little bit of favor and it'll unlock for me, right? So if you look at the tier 3 that I'm on, or chapter 3 rather, what I'm going to get next time for finishing this is greater favor. So I get smaller favor from this. I'm going to get greater favor from completing this. I need maybe one more objective done on that. And then as you go up to the bigger ones, this says smaller favor still. That still says greater favor, but you get to Slayer tier. You just get favor. So it's better than the small favor. And then you get epic favor for completing it. Same thing with this, epic favor, and then this one. It doesn't actually say, but I assume it's just favor. And then you can, at the very end, if you complete the Destroyer tier, you get Wrathful title and Heart title, and then you get the final journey cache, which has a bunch of stuff in it. The Scroll of Amnesia, which refunds all allocated skill points and Paragon points, which is pretty nice because the cost of that can get pretty high. And then obviously you get jewelry and a number of late game resources. So there's a bunch of stuff here. That's how the battle pass works. So you're gonna brief overview. You're going to want to complete these tiers of it by going into the seasonal journey and completing objectives in these different chapters. They're all basically just play the game and you'll eventually be doing them. Totally fine. Look out for sellers at the beginning if you're starting your journey right away. Look out for doing dungeons. Just get stuff done. Just like you see something, go and do it. It's going to want you to do it anyways, right? And then when you unlock these Smoldering Ashes, which are level gated, so that first one is level 40, so you won't be able to start using these until level 40, but they are a resource that you put into the seasonal blessings. There is one ash for each of the things. So you will fill this entire thing out if you complete the journey. What it does is it just gives you bonus stuff like boost the amount of gold earned, boost the chance of rare materials from salvage, Yeah, just it's just going to improve your gameplay. They're not like huge, but they're enough, right? Like 15% duration to your elixir. That's pretty good. I'll take it. That's pretty good. So that's just how the seasonal journey works. There's a way to do it completely free, where you're not getting all the cosmetics, but that's totally fine. You could still play the game. If you want to pay the $10, or if you have the Ultimate Edition, then you can get the season pass and get all the stuff. And then it means that next season, your battle pass will only cost $4. If you choose to save the platinum, you could also go use it in the shop if you so choose. And if you're interested in getting an Ultimate Edition version on the PC, which will get you the 20 tier skips and the full battle pass, along with a bunch of other cosmetic cool stuff, because it's the Ultimate Edition of the game, then what you need to do is you need to leave a comment for what class you're playing or want to play if you don't have the game during Season 1. And number 2, I also want you to hit the like button. I will be able to obviously see if you've got the like button there, because number 3, you also need to be subscribed. So you need to leave a comment on which class you're going to be playing or want to play. You have to like the video and you have to subscribe. Once the giveaway is done, if you want to get rid of the subscription, totally fine with me. I don't really care. But I will be verifying the winners through Discord, just as a heads up. I will contact the winner, and then we'll get the person verified through Discord, and then I will give the PC key, and it's all yours. So with all that being said, thank you for watching. I wish you luck in completing your seasonal journey and getting your battle pass done, because these cosmetics are awesome. They've got, cool emotes that you could be doing. They got cool cosmetic items. It's just rad. It's really, really cool. And I appreciate what they've done with Season 1 so far, and I'm really looking forward to what happens with Season 2. With all that being said, we shall see you all next time.